dear students, welcome to another English class of Studyzest, the world of educational solutions. Today, I will be continuing with the text of the Daffodils. Okay, in the previous class, I was talking about what romantic age is or what romanticism is, how we can call the poet Wordsworth a romantic poet, and most importantly how this particular poem in your syllabus falls under the category of romantic and nature poetry. Okay, and today I will be discussing and explaining the further two stanzas remaining in the poem. Okay, and with that I would like to start today's class. But before moving on, I would like to remind you of the social media platforms through which you can connect with us. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel for more study related videos and press the bell icon so that you can get notified whenever a new video comes up. Like us on Facebook page and show us some love, and you will get your daily materials related to your syllabus in the Facebook. Join us on Telegram channel. You can find us there using this link given here. Follow us on Instagram. Join our WhatsApp group using this number given here. And for more information, you can log in to the website www.studyzest.in. As you can see here, our YouTube channel looks like this. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon and show us some encouragement, and we will be back to you with more contents. And this is how our Facebook page looks like. Do like us on Facebook to show us some love, and you will get your materials daily updated there. Now, let us move on with the poem, the rest of the poem. Okay, so first let us just brush up our memories, shall we? Okay, as I said that since we all are quarantined in our home and we are being really bored, right? Aren't we? Like there is now we can't even remember the time when we went out and actually went to travel somewhere to a beautiful place. So for now, what we have here, we have this beautiful poem in front of us, and what shall we do? As I told you in the previous class, let us just think about this beautiful nature as it is, the purity of nature as Wordsworth has given us in this poem. You know, this poem is very special and very famous, no doubt, but the purity of nature, you know, before even there were factories, it was untouched by the pollutions and the growing inhumanity of the society or anything that you can say. The purity of nature, the sheer purity of nature and the joy that we get from it, that is the main thing that we get from here. Okay, so let us brush up our memories. Let us just go through what we had learned in the previous class. In the previous classes, we saw that the poet compared himself to a lonely cloud who is roaming around in the valley surrounded by hills. Okay, the landscape he describes is beautiful as it is, but while he was walking, he suddenly saw a stretch of yellow, beautiful, vibrant daffodils, flowers. Okay, daffodil flowers. And these daffodils were moving and tossing their heads in the mild breeze that were blowing. Okay, so that stretch of daffodils that was situated where? It was situated beside a lake and beneath a tree. Okay, and this whole landscape that the poet saw, it kind of surprised him pleasantly. It gave him such a pleasure instantly that he felt happy. He just felt happy. Okay, Imagine yourself in the midst of such a beautiful landscape, and you will understand that these kind of things, these little aspects of nature, the colors, the vibrancy, the smell of nature can rejuvenate us. Like, what about you when you are going out of the quarantine? When all of the crisis ends, what are you supposed to do? I'm sure that most of you have planned to go out and just smell a flower and go to a field and just see the nature as it is. That's how nature is integral part of our lives. Okay, now moving on with the third stanza. The waves besides them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. That means the lake besides which the daffodil flowers were, that lake was also moving in the breeze. Okay, so it seemed to the poet, कि poet को लगा कि the lake is also dancing. Okay, now but the dancing of the daffodils were much more energetic, were much more vibrant. Okay, so the dance, the lake was also dancing, but it was outdid by what? By the daffodils. Okay, so here we see that the glee means happiness, happy dance, you can say. Okay, happy dance. So the waves of the lake, it was nothing in front of the dances of the yellow daffodils. A poet could not but be gay. Gay means what? Gay means happy. Okay, in such a jocund company. Jocund means what? Joyful. So the poet says here that anyone who sees such a beautiful sight will be, by default, they will turn into a happy person. Okay, so as the poet says, a poet could not be but gay. That means he could not help but be happy in such a joyful company. Company of whom? Company of the bright daffodils, the lake besides it, the whole landscape together. Okay? Now, I gazed and gazed, but little thought. Gazed means looked steadily. So he gazed towards that beautiful landscape. He was looking intently, non-stop. He was just looking at that beautiful scenery, and he could not basically get enough of it. So consider this, that the poet was basically London based. Okay, he was London based when he was writing this poem. So he was a city man, and when he came into the nature, the lap of nature, he saw such a beautiful scenery. And a city man, being troubled by all his city problems, when he sees such a beautiful thing in nature, the color, the smell of the flowers, the vibrancy, the feel that the nature gave him was instantly enough to make him happy. Okay, what wealth the show to me had bought. That means the poet could actually, at that moment, he could see the landscape and its beauty, but he still didn't know that it will be of more significance in his future. मतलब कि ये जो लैंडस्केप का व्यू है, इसका जो इम्पोर्टेंस है वो फ्यूचर में उनके लाइफ में ज़्यादा हो जाने वाला है. ठीक है, so that's the thing that he wants to say here, that he still didn't know what the wealth that he saw and how much it will mean to him in his near future. Okay, so as you can see here, it is written, the word gazed is used twice to express how moved or charmed the poet was. he looked at the scene for a long time. Okay, so he gazed and gazed. That means he could not get enough of the beauty of the nature, and that's why he looked at the scene for a long time. But while he was there, he was unable to understand what he had gained from the experience. So he could not actually understand the philosophical implications of this scene. When he was there, he was like a little child. His heart was like a little child, brimming with joy and happiness. But when he didn't know that how much meaningful or philosophical this whole experience will be for him in the future. Okay, moving on to the fourth stanza. For oft when on my couch I lie. Oft here means often, means frequently. Okay, so for oft when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood. What does pensive means? Pensive means serious or sad.